Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, let me ask you the hypothetical. I'm trying to be objective here. I look at the president. I follow him every day. I see that this cognitive struggle seems to be getting worse, more progressive. Is he strong enough? Does he have the strength, stamina, mental acumen, and awareness to be president?
Well, I hope he does, even though I'm not a member of his party, because our country and our nuclear arsenal, our national security are on his hands. But
well,
I don't think any of us can ignore our own eyes.
But does it look like he does? Because it doesn't look like it to me. And I'm not trying to corner you. I'm just asking.
No, Sean. I mean, that's the point I was leading to, and that is, but I don't think we can ignore reality or what we're seeing with our own eyes. Look, I didn't serve with Joe Biden in the Senate, so I can't claim to have known who he was then, but I did interact with him when he was vice president. This is not the same person. I mean, clearly not the same person. And everyone changes over time, but clearly he's not the same person. So I can't tell you from an intellectual, cognitive perspective how well he understands things. I don't work in the White House. I can tell you what my eyes see, and I can tell you what our adversaries see, and I can tell you what our allies around the world see, and I can tell you what the American people see. Well, I think they see a person that's operating in a diminished way, right? I mean, some of the things you're starting to see manifest itself. I'm not a medical expert. I can't tell you what they mean. I can only tell you what common sense tells you what they mean. And I think where it really matters as much as anything else is if you're China, if you're Iran, if you're Vladimir Putin, if you're Venezuela, whoever it is that wishes ill to the United States, do you look at the White House? Do you look at these videos? And do you have a sense of fear about what might happen to you if you overstep or cross some line? And I think the answer to that question, unfortunately, is no. And I don't think that gets any better if Kamala Harris becomes president, which puts our nation in a very vulnerable position. So honestly, I wish we could do these programs and talk all day about how terrible and incompetent their policies are, because they are, but we can't ignore what we are seeing with our own eyes and the impact that's having on our country, on its national security, and how vulnerable it makes us. It's just a fact of life.
I talked to somebody today that through their sources believes that Saudi Arabia's reaction is going to be the opposite of what Joe Biden was looking for. He had previously requested that OPEC increase oil production numerous times, and they declined numerous times. He goes over to Saudi Arabia to meet the guy that he said killed Jamal Khashoggi, and he does his fist bump, but he walks away with no increase in their production of oil. Can you explain to me why it's okay to import oil from Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, OPEC, and Venezuela, but it's not okay for us to do it domestically when we do it cheaper, faster, and cleaner?
Yeah, and I think that goes without saying, right? I mean, the Saudi Arabian oil is no cleaner than American oil, or if Venezuelan oil is not cleaner than American oil. Number two, they said to us that this was not what this trip was about. Biden said very clearly, I'm not going over there to ask for oil. And then he drops in this line at the end. I think it's important to understand something. People don't follow this very carefully. Saudi Arabia did not announce we're going to be producing more oil and solving your gasoline problem. What they announced is we're going to look at the market very closely, and we're going to provide what the world needs. That is what they always say. Number three, Saudi Arabia does not have unlimited production capacity. I think they're producing about 10.5 million barrels a day. They could probably, according to most analysts, maybe get to 11 million. That doesn't solve our problem. America alone could produce for itself 1 to 1.5 million barrels a day more. But that's not just the oil part. You don't put oil in your car, you put gasoline. That has to be refined. Those refineries have been closed in America because you have an administration that says we don't want any more fossil fuels. Who's going to invest more money in an industry that the president and his party is trying to put out of business? You know who has the most unused refining capacity in the world today? The most untapped refining capacity? China. While we were shutting down our refineries, they are expanding theirs. They're sitting in the catbird seat, rubbing their hands, waiting for Biden to go to them and beg them to process more and refine more oil so we can have more gasoline.
Yeah, by the way, Senator, your seat in Florida is a must-hold seat. You're running for re-election. Governor DeSantis is up. I don't think you're in any jeopardy, but I do notice that a lot of outside money, meaning outside of Florida money, is being targeted against you. How bad has it gotten?
Yeah, it's a big deal. Look, my opponent raised $12 million, mostly online from, liberal donors all over the country, primarily California, New York, New Jersey. And, it's going to outraise us in this race. We've seen that in multiple races. I need people's help. If you want to help, I ask for your help, marcorubio.com. We can't Florida's trending in a very good direction, but we can't get outspent and outraised 3-1 because we can't get our story out. If you think that other than this network and a few others, we're going to be able to get our story out without having to pay for it, you're wrong. I mean, we need your help. I mean, Florida's a state we should not in any way have close races like this, but we're going to because they're raising a lot of money. We need to match them at some level.
4 years
so
ago,
I'm asking for people's help if they can help us at marcorubio.com.
You can't take it for granted. 4 years ago,
Absolutely.
if you recall, Senator Rick Scott had a very tight race. Governor DeSantis had a very tight race. Thankfully, they both won. And you hopefully will win that, hold that seat. That's an important hold. If we're going to have any shot at the Senate, it's a must win. Senator,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, we appreciate you being with us. Now we turn